Blessed day, my champions. Welcome to Live with Chatufa. Today, I am giving you updates of shows that should have been done yesterday, late night yesterday. But because of network issues, I could not give you these messages. I have decided that I need to bring them today so as to offload before I can begin compiling the messages that we are going to be having for today. A report that we have is that corrupt Zinwa officials are demanding US $100 from Gutu families who own boreholes. So, you know, when we look at things that are happening in Zimbabwe, it's really showing that our country is just a big pain. Zimbabwe is just a big pain. It's a hell of a country to live in. In the previous days, we've been talking about Zimra. And how officials of Zimra are corruptly taking away groceries from people that are traveling from South Africa and also taking money from those people. And every right, left turn, you find officials of Zimra there. They don't care that you have paid from the group that you met earlier. They will still start to demand just to frustrate, to make sure that people will just end up deciding to give them money than to offload all of the whole bus again and spend another 3 hours like what will have happened in the previous roadblock. So this is this very same scenario what we are looking at. I don't know why it is that Mnangagwa and his government, they are now allowing corruption to go even to the lower levels, to ordinary civil servants. These are civil servants. Okay, fine. We thought we understood Mnangagwa allowing the ministers to be corrupt, because we thought that because they are ZANU-PF members and maybe they are also within his feeding trough, his 2030, he's doing that because he wants to make sure that they are happy because they are the people that are supporting his stay in power. What about ordinary civil servants? Like these guys of Zinwa and these guys of Zimra who are all over and just terrorizing Zimbabwe. Why should really Zimbabweans in their own country, why should they pay money up to $100 just because you drilled a borehole in your own yard? Really, I don't know whoever thinks that this earth belongs to them. Who thinks that the water underground there belongs to Zinwa? I don't understand. So it's quite sad. This government has destroyed the water systems, and people are looking for solutions to maybe come up with their own ways of bringing water to their families. And this government is coming again after them. The same way, the same government that destroyed the economy in Zimbabwe. And Zimbabweans had to go out of the country to go and work in other countries like South Africa. When coming back with their goods and groceries to bring to their families, again, the very same people that destroyed the economy will be standing by the roadside and milking them dry once again. That's why I'm saying our country is a pain. Zimbabwe is just a painful place. And Mnangagwa sees all these things happening. He hears all these reports every day, but he does not care about it. It's like Mnangagwa enjoys to hear when Zimbabwean people are suffering. And now what is happening is now we are having citizens causing the suffering of other citizens. Ordinary citizens are just punishing each other. Anyone who has some kind of authority or power or responsibility somewhere would want to use that to make life difficult for the other person until that person takes out money and gives to them. And nobody is talking about it. Nobody is trying to stop this. Corruption. When you see people like Wajika Jena being preferred to join ZAC in Zimbabwe, what does that mean? You can tell that our country has just gone to the dogs. Emerson Mnangagwa has been the worst. Even if Mugabe failed to run Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa has been a total disaster because the man does not even have clue. He's so clueless, he does not even have an idea of what he is doing in the office of a president. Doesn't even have an idea. And you wonder why he wants to continue holding on. at his age, with all the failures that are surrounding him, a trail of failures, a trail of disasters and catastrophes that are following his legacy. I don't know what it is really that he wants to achieve, which he has failed to achieve in the past 44 years, when life actually for the Zimbabwean people is becoming worse by every passing day. Zimbabwe was better in 2018. Zimbabwe was better in 2016. Zimbabwe was better in 2015. But as the years continue to add on, the situation becomes worse and worse and worse. Where we are going, life is not becoming better. You see, progressive countries must be countries that soften up things for their own people, where people will be saying, hey, we used to have a problem with this, but now this thing is now solved. We used to have a problem with that, but now the thing has been solved. That's what we expect. A government that comes to make life easier for its people, removing some other obstacles and hurdles along the lives of the people to make the people have a good life. And that is it. And that is all that citizens want. But we are getting a raw deal with Emmerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF. And when we demand that these guys must go, they start to turn evil and criminal, start to kill people, to shoot people, destroy people's homes, abduct people. And that is our scenario. That is our situation as the Zimbabwean people. While Zimbabwe is the poorest country, the poorest economy in the whole world, the worst currency of the whole world, and yet we have a government that is making painstaking efforts to make sure that Zimbabwean people's lives become even worse than what could be happening by the day. And this is quite very painful. So family, we really need to continue standing and fighting. Our fight is to free our country. Our fight is to have Zimbabwe working once again. Our fight must continue on and on until we free our country. Otherwise, we are getting nowhere. Otherwise, ZANU-PF is taking us nowhere. This is the fight for freedom, and this is the season of freedom. And this is why we are praying and believing God for the freedom of his people. Because without God, we will remain as prisoners of ZANU-PF. But with our God, we will come out victorious. And Zimbabwe will once again become a working country, a working nation. And that's what we are looking at. And that's what we are praying for. God is in it, and freedom is coming tomorrow.